America's most...
He defeated... is an extremely confident young man as you look at him there. And in fact, when we spoke with him earlier today, Van, he exuded confidence, going as far as to say, I'm number one.
I'm the best. They can't beat me. You know, they can't hurt me. You know, I'm the man. I'm number one. I'm the best, you know, and let's just go from there.
Clay-Bey is 30, Whitaker 24, 6'8" to 6'2". They've got Whitaker at 250 pounds. Earlier, he was listed at 232. But he is a giant-sized guy. And Lou Duba, who has a big-time prospect, and the young man out of Patterson, New Jersey, Omar Chica, thinks that this big giant is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Out they come.
Well, let's put it in perspective. Whitaker wears a size 17 shoe.
Now, as good as he and Clay-Bey have been, Van, they're number one and number two, depending upon who you talk to and what day of the week. They've never met till tonight.
It is almost ironic that their paths have not crossed inside the ring until now, and that's why I think so many people are looking forward to this bout, Tom. But Clay-Bey is the reigning world champion. He is the defending national champion. Whitaker was not in this competition a year ago because he was off at the Pan American Games. But now it all comes to force right here in the ring.
Clay-Bey is a soft-spoken, very polite gentleman. He's got a family. He's a corrections officer. And I was kind of talking to him about the fact that he had not elected to go professional. He said a dream to win the gold and go to the Olympic Games, and that is what he really wants. And he has a very realistic approach to boxing, and especially the professional ranks. He wants to be the Olympic heavyweight representing the United States, and he wants to win the gold medal in the process.
Well, if he's going to do that, and that is a very noble dream, I just have to add that. But if he's going to do that, he needs to move in close right now against Lance Whitaker, stay on the inside, and work some combinations into the body and neutralize that height and reach advantage that Whitaker brings into the contest.
Both of these guys have the ability to knock you into the middle of next week with one punch. I've seen Whitaker do it, and you're absolutely right, Van. Clay-Bey has got to stay inside, bang Whitaker, move away, and not let Whitaker lay one of those long, looping right hands on him, or even one of those short ones, because he's a devastating hitter.
The key in this bout right now, to me, Tom, is the distance. If you look at the distance between these two boxers, it's going to favor Lance Whitaker. When the distance shortens, it's going to favor Lawerence Clay-Bey.
Well, at 6'2" and 6'8", Clay-Bey's going to have to fight his way inside to be effective against Whitaker. Chopping right hand. Whitaker almost shakes his head as if to say, how'd that let him do that to me?
Our ring official, Al Robinson from Augusta, Georgia, one of the officials selected to represent the United States in the Olympics. So this is an Olympic caliber contest before us.
In case you've just joined the program, you're watching the 1996 National Championships. We're at Colorado Springs. Both of these men, by virtue of being in this title fight, advanced to the Olympic trials in Oakland, California, later this spring. From there, there'll be an Olympic box-off in Georgia later in the summer. And then, of course, the Olympic team to be selected and compete for the gold, represent the country in Atlanta later this summer. Clay-Bey showing some good boxing skills. Come to the end of round one. We'll be back with more boxing. The 1996 U.S. champion. We're in Colorado Springs. Nice crowd on hand for the 1996 National Championships.
Okay, we got to get out. Here we go. Don't pull straight.
To me, like they're worried about a little bloody nose over there that Clay-Bey may have suffered. Clay-Bey, southpaw, Lance Whitaker, who has a twin brother, equally as big.
6 foot 8 inches tall. You know, we talked about Clay-Bey's need to move in close and stay on the inside. At the same time, Whitaker needs to establish that solid jab and stay on the outside and avoid going toe-to-toe with Clay-Bey. And thus far, he's been successful in that, Tom. Now here comes Clay-Bey moving to the inside, but then steps back.
Well, maybe discretion is the better part of valor and common sense.
We'll see. Attempted to land the right, unsuccessful there.
Bounces away from Whitaker. He tried to nail him up against the ropes. Whitaker finds him for a moment. There's a couple shots to the body, and Clay-Bey comes back with a left to the body and a right to the head.
Clay-Bey has looked sharp in this tournament, and then he's come out in some of the competition not as sharp. I think one of the questions is which Clay-Bey will be in the ring here with us tonight. He could look sharp.
Comes between the two men. Clay-Bey's got blood coming from his nose. They were trying to stem the flow of that between rounds.
Yes.
And Duver over in the corner telling his young pupil, Whitaker, to come after him. And there you see Clay-Bey moving in, landing a couple shots, and then taking 2 or 3 of his own, causing that blood to trickle.
So we come back to live action again now. We're in round number 2. 3 rounds for the super heavyweight championship.
I am just dead convinced that Whitaker cannot stand and go toe-to-toe with Clay-Bey. And if he does, it could be to his ruin.
Tell me again how big are Whitaker's feet? Size 17?
Size 17 shoe. And the other thing about those size 17 shoes, if you look where they're located, he has a foot span 2 yards. One of the concerns with Whitaker is that he does need to bend his knees, but I will tell you, when I first started watching him box 2 years ago, he was a straight-up boxer, a little bit like a tree. He has come a long, long way in the improvement of his skills.
Well, you know, a man that size, that big, it is difficult to get his attention to tell him that somebody not nearly that big or that strong can